Hi, welcome back to the Totally Magic channel and another card trick for you. As you can see, we're using not a new deck of cards. In fact, they're a little bit grubby. They've been borrowed from a friend of mine, but not to worry, we'll still do some magic with these. You, sir, take the cards and give them a shuffling. And while you're shuffling those cards, can you please think of any playing card in the pack? Have you got one? Now what I want you to do is to go through those shuffled cards and remove it, but don't let anyone see it. Now the spectator will go through and remove the card that they're thinking of. Happy with that card? I want you to return it back into the pack and we shall lose that card within the deck. Now, I'm not going to find your card. In fact, I'm going to get some help from someone in this deck of cards. I'm looking for a particular card to help me, and it's not there, so it must be here. Aha, there she is, the lady that's going to help me, the Queen of Hearts. She is going to help me locate your card. She's known as the Whispering Queen, and one of her talents is whispering the name of a card to me. I'm going to place her face up into the pack. She's got to go face up, she's got to see the faces of the other cards. And as she goes through, going up and down the pack, let's now see if she can whisper the name of your card. Yeah, I can't. You're a little bit muffled being in the pack. You need to speak up. Oh, she can't. She's whispering. But I tell you what, let's get you out of the pack. Then maybe we can hear you. Yeah. So let's go through. Where are you? There she is, the lady, the Whispering Queen. This is the one we're going to use, yeah? And she's going to whisper exactly the details about your card, yeah? So tell me, what was the card? It wasn't, she says it wasn't a black card, so that makes it red. Sorry, it's a pretty high card, and it's a heart, not a diamond. Is she right? Anything else? That's it. Oh, thanks a lot. Well, did she get that right? She did. For the first time, what was your card? The 10 of Hearts. You see, the Queen is not only a whisperer, but she's a great impersonator. Watch. 1, 2, 3. And there is your card. I hope you enjoyed this particular trick. Yes, I know it's basic, I know it's simple, but with the holiday season coming up, you tend to get gatherings of your family and friends and dinner and all of that, and it's an ideal opportunity for you to ask for a deck of cards. You can borrow them. This is 100% impromptu, no setup, and it uses a very clever method that I've only just discovered about 2 or 3 months ago. A friend of mine in magic showed me this and I was quite impressed. You might already know about it. You can use your own deck of cards because throughout the routine you are going to have to locate their card. Okay, so you can do that with a shortcut card, a breather card, or anything like that. But this method I thought was quite clever. Let's go through it. So the cards are just regular. As you can see, this really is an old deck of cards that sticks together. Okay, but I just wanted to perform it with a typical example deck that you might find in somebody's kitchen drawer, all grubby, you know, and they've normally got an elastic band around it. Okay, so you ask them to shuffle the cards. Once they've shuffled them, you ask them to think of a card. That really enhances the effect because you're giving them a free choice. You're not forcing a card on them. They really can name any card. They then are asked to remove that card. So let's just say that this is their card that they're thinking of. They remove it. Now, the only bit of slight that you've got to do here is that you need to control their card to the bottom. How you do that is up to you. The way that I sometimes do this, I just do a shuffle to bring it to the bottom, as I did in the performance. But you could do something like this. When you ask them to return it, okay, so the 2 goes in, hold a break, and then you can just do a few cuts to cut it to the top, and then maybe give it a shuffle on there. But I'm sure you've got your own method. The bottom line is you need to control it to the bottom of the pack. That's it. Now you'll notice at the start of the performance that I did like a little flourish like this. Not a particularly good one, but why am I doing that? Well, for this performance to work without any setup, I need the cards bowed. Okay, I don't know whether you can see those. Let me exaggerate that for that camera. You want them arched like this. Now I am exaggerating this. It doesn't have to be this arched or bent. Just do this with the pack. That's why I do this little move, okay, at the start. So remember that the cards have got a slight bend in them. This helps for the next move. Really clever. Once you've got their card at the bottom, I take off half the cards and I spread them across the table, saying that I'm looking for my assistant. But I haven't said anything about which card. You're not going to choose any of this. This is just to hide the next move, because as soon as I spread that, what I'm doing here is I'm going to get a break under the bottom card. There's the bottom card there. I've got a break. I then use the cards to go across and say, no, I can't find my assistant. As I gather the cards up, I'm literally going to drop their chosen card on there like that. So as I gather these up, I do this and I immediately turn these over and put them down here. What you've got now is their card reversed, like that. I then spread the rest of the cards, and at this point you can choose any card you like, okay? Now I tend to go for a queen. It doesn't matter, but it could be a king, a jack, or any card that's going to be your whisperer, okay? So in this case, I might choose the Queen of Diamonds. Say, there she is, the Queen of Diamonds. That is my assistant. Now this next part is important. Look how sloppy and slapdash I handle the cards. They're not all straight. I take these, turn them over, pick up these and just drop them on top like that. All very slapdash. You don't want it nice and neat. This shows you that you don't care about them, that there's no order to them or anything like that. You take the Queen, tell them that she's your whispering queen, she's going to help you. Now, I don't know whether you can see this, and let me see if I can get this camera over here to pick up. Can you see that there's a little gap there? Because what we've got is their card and the rest of the pack. And can you see the way the arched cards naturally creates a gap? Now, why do I need that gap on there? This is what I do, is if I pick this up, can you see that picks up directly above their card? It's almost automatic. It's fantastic. I like this as an impromptu way without having to have a shortcut card, a crimped card, or a breather card set up. It's automatic. So try it yourself, and you lift that up, but you don't lift up too far. So what you're going to do is lift this up at that break, that natural break, and you're going to throw this card. I like to throw it in a dramatic way. So from the front, you lift this up and you just throw it like that. and then you square everything up. What's actually happened is that you've managed to put this queen, the Whispering Queen, on top of their card. You square it up. Now the magic is done, because now you'll pick the pack up, pretend to hear it. Now what I like to do in the revelation is I like to name the colour, the value, whether it's high, low, mid-range, and then the suit, but not the whole card. You might just want to reveal it straight off the top of your head, but I like to do it like this. Once you've done that, it's just a case of going through the pack saying that you can't hear her, it's too muffled, so we'll remove it. Now as you go through, we know it's in the middle somewhere, so push across all the cards, and then when you get near the middle, start to push them off one by one, because you don't want to reveal the card behind the Queen. I cut the cards here, square them up, and this is the beauty of this. We're going to do a double lift. Now there's no fumbling, there's no trying to lift up the back, do the corner or anything like that. Because of this bending in the card, this bowing of the card, watch. If I pull this, let this camera over here, can you see that? If I just put this finger on here, the two cards lift up automatically. It's almost like a seesaw action, yeah? When you push on the end, the two cards lift up together. So when you do this, they're already lifted up. I tend to just push them forward as one. So we've got two cards there. I push them forward, turn it over, and I deliberately do this. I stagger them because I hold it up and say, look, now I can hear her when she whispers. And I deliberately let them glimpse that Queen there. I don't make a big deal of it. I don't point it out. I just do it subconsciously, that just, yeah, now I can hear you. And all I do is with this finger is I push it and then push. I've done a switch. The trick's done. You put the cards face up to one side, and then you go through the dramatic performance of revealing, and at the end of it you can just reveal the card like that. I like to do that flip that's used in a lot of packet card effects, and this is where you just lightly hold it along the edge and you're going to flick on this edge. But the mistake a lot of people make is they're either too close to the table or too far away. You want it to be a big enough gap so that it can flip over. So it's about a little bit bigger than the width of the card. So if you hold it about there, when you flip, look at that, it's zoom, just straight over, no bouncing, just on there. And that is a real kicker finish. It's simple, easy to do, impromptu card trick. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Till next time, take care.